This is a variegated yellow dead nettle. It is a horrible, horrible plant. If I just grab a load of it, you can see everywhere where there's a pair of leaves, it grows roots like that, and it just roots into any ground it touches. And these bits can grow really, really long in 1 year. And it likes the shade. It grows in woodland and hedgerows or shady parts of gardens, and it's not a native plant. It's originated in Central Europe. It's like maybe a hybrid or a mutant or something. It's escaped from gardens basically, and garden centres are still allowed to sell it. And yet it sort of races through woodland. And look in here, look in there, it's taken over completely. And it sort of grows in hedges, trees, gardens, anywhere shady, and then all in here. And it could take over huge areas of woodland. It literally kills just about every woodland plant that's smaller than it. It just smothers stuff in its excessive growth. And even though it's related to loads of our native dead nettles, it is invasive, and other dead nettles are not. This one is just horrible. It is edible. I mean, dead nettles are generally edible, and they all have medicinal uses. They're good for wound healing and all sorts. This one is supposed to be very good for getting rid of splinters and drawing forth thorns. So if you have a splinter or something or a cut, you can apply it and you can eat it, although variegated plants generally don't have as much nutrition as ones that are completely green. But yeah, there's plenty of other dead nettles to choose from. This is a really bad choice. You can cover a load of ground in the shade with it in a garden, but you risk that spreading into your neighbours' gardens. It's very difficult to get rid of. It's each little bit that grows into the ground little bits can stay there and be dormant. So even if you used a weed killer, bits of it are there dormant that don't get affected, and it always just comes back, and you've got to weed it and weed it and weed it, and then bits of it spread into next door's garden, and it's just a nightmare trying to get rid of this stuff. When I was doing like a gardening round like I used to do years ago, the amount of time spent pulling this wretched stuff out of people's gardens is just horrible. And just look how much it's taken over in here, all the way up this bank. Imagine trying to weed that out and get rid of that. And think of all the primroses and violets and woodland plants that would have grown in here before this nasty stuff took hold. It's just horrible. So it's really is one of our worst invasive weeds, this one. Yeah, please don't grow this. It's just horrible. There are so many other nice plants, even nice dead nettles to grow. This is just a very, very invasive, horrible weed.